Okay, hello there, everyone. This is Demetrius Big Meach Taylor, and I am sitting here. It is about 9:30 in the morning. It is March 6th. I am still in birthday celebration mode. Ha ha ha. Celebrating the fact that I'm 44 years young as of March 4th. However, I am a little bit, I won't say perturbed, because this is atypical of this person. As I was watching this particular spiel by Walter Lee Hampton III. Now, Walter, or the second, I forget which title you are. But Walter, you and I have had several conversations, and you and I bump heads on this quite often. My whole thing about this is, though I understand your point, I get where you're coming from, and I know that you are genuine in this, and your passion is genuine. Okay. However, your tactics are fucking horrendous. In the same breath that you say that you're not judging, you have such harshness in your speaking and such cruelty, or at least, or it appears, let me say it appears, that you are cruel and judgmental when it comes down to disseminating your information. Now, the take on big boy pride, yes, you keep saying you don't understand it. I don't know how. It is a derivative of why black gay pride exists and carrying on, and why other things exist. This is why you as a health conscious person exist, because why? People don't understand that, people don't get your tenacity in it, or some folks have been left out. As a man of color, you should understand when an oppressed group has been put down so much, and that they need to feel some sense of pride, some sense of community, that they have to go out themselves to create what is not there. You, someone who is a part of the collective in the health industry, your tactics of wanting to say what we need to do, y'all need to be considering health, y'all need to be sitting up there talking about diet and exercise, y'all need, instead of offering tools to say, listen, I know this may be difficult at this time, but if you were to try this and try that, perhaps we can lose about 20 pounds or whatever to get you into a healthier state. This is not about sitting down trying to bash someone because of their size. And then, as you know, it took you forever to get to the size that you are now, right? Weight loss, diet, exercise, and nutrition takes time. So you don't know what the brothers are down there doing. As you've read, there are lots of things going on. You don't know that there's an exercise component there where we get up and do fitness and this, that, and the other. You don't know that there's seminars there to where we talk about diabetes and this, that, and the other. You don't know that. Why? Because, as you said, you've not been there, but then you've never asked. So, what is going on down here at Big Boy Pride is just that. It is a celebration of those of us who are of size, who can come together without the ridicule, without the scorn, without the pretentiousness of you health nuts who sitting around there being jocks. Y'all are the body beautiful children, and you get the attention all the time. And yes, this may sound vain, it may sound a little frivolous, it may even sound pompous, but a lot of big boys in our community do not get that kind of attention. And when we are together, those of us who are into big boys, those of us who adore the man of size, those of us who adore man boobs, a big fat ass, and this, that, and the other that comes along with that package, we get the opportunity to be the body beautiful children. We get the opportunity to be looked at and oogled over and eyed and be the object of desire at this particular function, and understand what that means to be desirable. It builds self-esteem. It builds confidence. And yes, it may sound shallow in the onset of it or on the surface, but if this is what it takes for folks to understand who they are, in order to be comfortable with who they are, particularly as a black gay man, LGBT culture is very, very superficial, Walter, as you already know. You've expressed that on so many different occasions, how shallow it can be. And so to take this stance, this is not about celebrating obesity. And why would you take that negative stance on that? See, and that's why we have to have these, because of people like you who always go to the negative and not look at the positive. Like I said, I understand where you're coming from with wanting to say, listen, guys, why don't we take a healthier approach? Why don't we look at this from a different standpoint? As you said, with all of us there, this is a perfect opportunity to include or to incorporate a healthier living or a healthier component. That's wonderful. And yes, we have that established. But you don't know that. But for you to come on with the attack, and you may not think that that's what it is, but I'm listening to it. And folks like me who are of size, I'm 6'4", I'm 290, and you and I have already had this discussion. Yes, I was 460 pounds, but I've lost my weight through surgery. And carrying on, was it a help? Yes. Did I want the surgery? No, because I wanted to lose it naturally, but I got other health issues that I'm not going to get into in this particular message. But to you, Walter, your tactics, again, are hateful, and you don't mean for them to be spiteful, but they are being perceived that way. And if you want to take the stand or wanted to come in to educate the big boy community, why don't you do that versus sitting up there trying to ridicule it and say you don't understand it? Coming from your particular standpoint, yes, we get that you are into health and fitness and this, that, and the other. And we also understand that you are not attracted to big men. And everything that you say seems to come from that space of your unattractiveness to the man of size, which is why big boy pride exists, because it's folks like you who are not attracted to big boys, who always run their mouth and bump their gums on shit that you don't understand. And then instead of empowering us, you want to be in the hater zone, if you will, of letting it come down to that particular fact and get into areas to which it need not go. We understand that. Well, like we said on your post, the way how you come across with me, when we sit down and talk, Walter, you and I can have a difference of opinion, but it doesn't get into those areas where it becomes nasty or it becomes what seems to be just a one-sided, opinionated position. You and I are able to dialogue and able to say, okay, why don't we look at this and why don't we look at that? And we're able to hear one another. When you do your post, everybody don't have that same thing because you come from a place that seems to be mean and is mean-spirited. And yes, and this is what pisses folks off with you and why you get the negative criticisms that you do when you come out into the damn community. It doesn't require that, and I know this probably won't change you, and I know a lot of times you do this shit just because you want folks like me to comment and to come on and to say what we say. And I wasn't going to do this. However, I was compelled because this particular area here, I really wish that you would at least take a step back, breathe, and then come into these kinds of discussions with a little more heart and a little less of your passion or disdain for that of the man of size, because it comes across very hateful. And if we're going to have hate within the community, we can never build, which is why the LGBT community, particularly the LGBT community of color, has so many divides that we have. Now, if you're not going to be part of the solution, that means you're automatically part of the problem. So you want to preach solution, then I'm going to challenge you, Walter, to put an initiative together. And don't give me all this, oh, just come to the gym, because a lot of folks are not at that particular point, which is another thing. You keep saying come to the gym. No, when we see folks like you, bodybuilders are carrying on, the first thing that come to mind are steroids. Are you taking steroids? Because if you want to talk about big folks, we already know steroids are breaking folks down and stuff it's not good for the health. It's not good for this. It's not good for that. So we can easily point fingers at you as well, being the health nut that you are. So, my darling, if you're going to come at this, please, I'm asking you and I'm going to challenge you to remove some of that passion that you have. And it's not even passion at this particular point. I say it's hate and disdainment for folks who are fat, big, healthy, big bone, or whatever euphemism or adjective we're going to use. I ask that you come at this a little bit more sensitive and offer a solution other than saying, let's go to the gym. Offer a nutritional package or something. Understand, I tell folks all the time, you want to lose weight, do three things. Three things will start the process. Add more water into your diet. Try to get yourself to drink a gallon of water Add fruits and vegetables into your diet, particularly green leafy vegetables, and movement. Get out and walk, do something, get to movement. If you do that on a consistent basis, you will then start to see the weight. And that's something that worked for me. And I am a man of size. So if I can do that without sounding offensive, I know you, someone who works out at the gym, is body beautiful, this, that, and the other, you can come up with something a lot better than that, than what you're offering. So I'm going to challenge you with that, to have a different approach, because the one you have right now sucks. And we're not going to listen. We're going to see that as hate. We're going to see that as a judgment call. And we're not going to see you very favorably. So I wish you well. And I hope that this touches your heart the way your message touched mine, only in a different perspective, to where it uplifts you and empowers you and doesn't disenfranchise you from the community, because we still love you. At least they hate you. You're one of those, you know, like Erica Kane or somebody. You're full of drama. Like the soap operas, and you one of them bitches that we hate, you know, love to hate kind of thing. So let's do a little bit better, because I know that that's not your intention per se. And if I'm wrong, and it is, honey, change it, because your message is not being heard. It's falling on deaf ears. And that's my take. You can join me at bigmeach.com. www.dishingtea.com, or if you see me on YouTube, I'm at Big Meach 1. You can respond to this as you see fit. Thank you.